It's been years and my dua still hasn't been answered. What do I do? Has all this talk about dua, is it all false? Was it all fake? Is there something wrong? Why is it that my dua hasn't been answered? In this video, we're going to cover the wisdoms behind why sometimes the answer is delayed. The answer is delayed for sometimes very, very good reasons. Well, the first reason we're going to discuss, you don't accuse Allah and accuse the religion of being false when something doesn't go your way. The more humble thing to do is to accuse yourself. And the first wisdom behind why a person's dua may be delayed is that they are delaying it. If you want to try to light a piece of wood on fire, but you also keep sprinkling water on it, the reason it's not catching fire is because of your own sins. Okay, so that's the first answer that the scholars say is perhaps some sins that you're doing is the reason why Allah is not granting you what He wills. Why? Is He just punishing you? Yes, it could be. He has the right to punish us. But also so that we don't receive a blessing while upon sins, therefore ruining that blessing for ourselves. Sins oftentimes destroys our character. It makes us have less patience. It makes us have less wisdom. It makes us perhaps more rough around the edges. All the results of sins. So Allah Ta'ala wants to give us a blessing while we're upon obedience, while we have wisdom, while we have patience, while we have submission, and we're easier to deal with. When we're in ibadah and we're good, our personality's smooth, we're less moody, less angry, so on and so forth. So the first reason, really, we should rebound the question and look in the mirror. Remember, whenever you point to something, there are three fingers pointing back to you. Yeah, and interestingly, the Prophet never pointed like this. He always pointed like this. Nothing was ever pointing back to him. But the point being, rebound the matter to yourself. Perhaps it is me who's the problem. Also, this is the second point. My dua is too weak. Ibn al-Jawzi says perhaps that your dua hasn't yet reached, you haven't yet paid the price, or it hasn't been strong enough for ijabah. So yes, perhaps it is that Allah wills to give you something, and you should believe that He does, but maybe you haven't paid the price yet. Maybe the price is 3 years of worship. Maybe the price is 5 years of dua. Hold on to it for a long period of time. Why? Because if something is a great blessing, it often comes with it great burdens and responsibilities. So how do you know that you're strong enough to handle the responsibility? You have to be trained not to cast off that responsibility because it becomes weighty and heavy. As the Prophet ﷺ, the greatest ni'mah is wahi. And Allah kept the wahi from him for a period of time. Why? So that he could have desire. The desire builds up, you'll be able to carry the burden. Easy come, easy go. But if you're made to wait, you oftentimes will carry the burden. You have the strength to carry the burden. That strength is developed while waiting. Same thing with the rich kids. Rich kid doesn't really respect money, doesn't really work hard for money, doesn't really honor the craft that his father may have built up. So easy come, easy go. Whereas the person who's on the outside looking in, and he's poor year after year, he's poor, he feels the poverty. Finally, when he has to climb the mountain and make wealth, he'll do it. And when he makes that wealth, he'll take care of it and take care of the poor. So oftentimes that waiting period is building up the strength to carry the responsibility. The next answer is that it's a test. How much do you trust Allah? If Allah is telling you, these are the principles you need to fulfill, and this is what you're going to get back. All right, so my Lord, I've fulfilled the principles. I've fulfilled the preconditions. I made my wealth halal to the best of my capabilities. Scholars told me my wealth is halal. They assessed my job. I'm having ittirar. I'm having ilhah, this desperation of state and this constancy in dua. I'm having khushu'. All right, now you have to have trust. So you have to develop and build a trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, why is that? Is Allah just playing a game with me just to make me trust Him? No, astaghfirullah. Rather, this is a blessing. Because once you have that trust in Allah, then there may be a time where you have to wait a longer period of time. And in fact, there may be a time where you have to advise people who are going through the same thing you're going through. So you waited 15 years, finally your dua was answered. Now when someone comes to you after 5 years and said, my dua is not answered, you're an advisor to him now. Trust is not developed except that you have to wait and be patient until Allah Ta'ala fulfills His wa'd, His promise. Ibn al-Jawzi has a fourth one here. It's very interesting here. Ibn al-Jawzi says, this ajala is all wrong in the first place. You have no rights. You have no rights in the first place. What are you rushing about? I want something. Allah doesn't owe you anything. Why are you rushing for something that you're not owed? It's not like this is my rent. It's not like you owe me rent. It's not like I did something, a service, and now I should be paid. You don't deserve anything. This is just generosity from Allah. So that's actually some tough words from Ibn al-Jawzi, but sometimes those tough words are the best medicine. We shouldn't rush for something that you don't deserve. You don't deserve anything. Some tough words, but it benefits. Let's look at Sufyan al-Thawri. Sufyan al-Thawri brings a softer view than Ibn al-Jawzi. Of course, Sufyan al-Thawri came before Ibn al-Jawzi. He said, "Man'uhu ata." When Allah deprives you, that's a gift. His depriving of you is the gift itself. Why is that? He says that is because it could be that the same gift given to you at this time would be ruined. It could be that when it's given to you later, it's multiplied. It could be that the gift that Allah has given you comes with a spiky underbelly, meaning that a good thing comes with some bad things with it. And right now, you're not ready for those bad things. Like what? Everyone wants a child. You have a child. You also know that also comes with sleepless nights. It also comes with no more having a weekend off. No more having an evening off. No more sleeping in. No more. There's a lot of no mores when you have a child. And there's a lot of spending that you don't. We're going to have to spend $40 for a month of diapers. $40 to go to the bathroom. Right? There's a lot of bad smells when you have a child. You're going to get used to vomit, urine, defecation. You will see an amount of defecation that you have never imagined and never seen in your life. And it's going to get on your skin. And it's going to get on your clothes. And urine will get everywhere in the house. There's a lot of... And this is why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, وَيَدْعُ الْإِنسَانُ بِالشَّرِّ دُعَاءُ بِالْخَيْرِ. You ask for something good, you don't realize you're asking for a lot of bad things too. Every worldly blessing has a bad part to it. Just as every bad thing has some silver lining to it. So this is Sufyan al-Thawri telling us when he deprives you from it, that's actually a good thing. He's depriving you from some of the bad things related to it. It's amazing, these scholars, when they put their mind to the matter, how many wisdoms they extrapolated. If you liked the video that you just watched, subscribe to our YouTube channel, click the bell for notifications, and if you really liked what you just saw, support us at patreon.com/Safina Society.